How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mike Starr. On today's video, I'll be talking about the brand new BBC adaptation of the 1954 controversial novel by critically acclaimed British author William Golding, Lord of the Flies. Now, Jack Thorne has created a 4-part miniseries, each running for 60 minutes per episode. However, this show has been adapted twice, once in 1963 by Peter Brook. This was a black and white British adaptation of his book turned into a feature film, which was pretty average. The book gets a 10 out of 10. I love the story. It's a classic. It's up there with the Charles Dickens, the Mark Twains. It's a great story, and everyone in high school had to read this novel. No exceptions. It was mandatory. Now, the movie from 1963 gets an 8 out of 10. It was a bit of a slow burn film, a little bit boring at times. It was very authentic and unique. Well-made film, great acting, but just very boring. Now, during the year of 1990, Harry Hook made his own adaptation of this story. It's a movie that was remade, but an American version of it, which took a different approach. It was a more or less of a violent, gruesome, hardcore approach to William Golding's story. And that was from 1990, and that stars Bowser Getty. Now, in my opinion, that's the best version, most entertaining. Whether or not it was most native to the original William Golding story, I don't know, because I haven't read the book. In Australia, it wasn't really mandatory to read the book. Anyways, I digress. But the movie itself gets a 10 out of 10. I love that version. Now, BBC, as of February the 8th, 2026, they've released the 4-part miniseries created by Jack Thorne and composed by Hans Zimmer. Out of all people, Hans Zimmer did a great job. Now, I really like this miniseries. It was very different to the other two movies. They took a different approach. Each episode is told from the perspective of one of the kids on the island, from their POV. Now, if you haven't read the book or watched any of the movies, the story is roughly about a group of kids that are marooned on this tropical island, and whilst they're waiting there for help to arrive, they turn into savages. Not all the kids, most of them, and some of the kids are still civil, and it's about their story of survival, pretty much Ralph and Piggy's story of survival. So, anyways, the first episode opens up with Piggy's POV, his perspective, and the story opens up with Piggy opening his eyes, waking up on this island, trying to get his bearings. Anyways, then he finds all the other kids. Great first episode, I will say that. Piggy's real name in the story is actually, his name is Nicholas. Now, the second episode is from Jack's POV, the main antagonist, the villain of this story/series. And it's about his backstory and how he kind of ended up on the island. Now, the third episode is about Simon. Simon is a kid who is kind of a mediator, good kid, shows his backstory. He's the supporting actor. Anyways, now the last episode is from Ralph's POV, Ralph's point of view. And Ralph is the main protagonist of the story/series. And Ralph is the lead actor. And he is the mature, the leader, and he's kind of the arch enemy of Jack. Jack, who is the hunter, the head hunter, and he's part of the hunters on the island when the kids split up into their own tribes, whatever. But yeah, I think it was a well-made series, very different. Now touching on what I like and what I didn't like before finishing this review of the series. Now, the series itself gets a 9 out of 10. And my reasons being that what I definitely liked that it was different, told from the point of view of each kid on this island. Next, I liked the editing, because I am a full-time editor myself in my everyday life, and the color grading and the style was very different, very, a lot of different hues, a lot of glowing, just really weird hues on the island. The way they color graded it and made it was really interesting, and it was entirely shot in Malaysia, if you don't know. Anyways, but also I liked different segments in the series that wasn't really apparent in any of the movies. For example, one of my favorite scenes in this series was when they're crossing this kind of rock formation. It's like a bridge However, it's very narrow, and Jack and Ralph are crossing this bridge, and below them is are some cliffs in the water. And if they fall, they'll fall to their death. And it's just really interesting, and it really has you on the edge of your seat. So I really liked all those aspects. I loved Hans Zimmer's score to this series. Really, really well done. Other than that, I definitely think the acting was top notch. Now, what I didn't like, okay? So I didn't like all the CGI in this. There's a lot of CGI. Just keep that in mind. The other two movies, no CGI whatsoever. Just very, very... Maybe there was, but you can't tell. But in this, you can definitely tell the poor CGI. Lacking. Okay, next, I definitely don't like how they portrayed Ralph. He's a bit of an arsehole. Like, his introduction into the series, it shows him as a bit of an arsehole. He kind of tells the other kids that Piggy's name is Piggy, but his real name is Nicholas, and he doesn't... Piggy tells him a secret anyways, and Ralph divulges the secret to all the kids there, and it's slack. Because in the other two movies, it kind of shows Ralph as this like really good kid throughout the whole film, and it kind of shows Ralph being a bit of an asshole in this miniseries. So that was my one gripe when it comes to Ralph. Now, Jack, the main antagonist of this series. So with Jack, I think the casting for Jack, they didn't do a good job, because whilst the actor who played Jack did a good job, it wasn't a good fit. Like, the kid seemed too soft and bright. He didn't seem like your evil, badass kid like the actor who played Jack in the 90s American remake of The Lord of the Flies. I think he did a better job. Other than that, the acting was great, but nothing else I can say. The pacing was really well done. Everything else was great. And yeah, it's just a great series that if you want to watch it, you can watch it on BBC iPlayer. You can stream it on there, or you can watch it on Stan. All the episodes are out. However, if you do have the BBC channel, wherever you are in the world, it's a free-to-air channel. Depending on what country you live in, you can watch it on the BBC channel. But all the episodes haven't aired yet on the BBC free-to-air channel. So, having said that, you will have to wait till March to watch it on the free-to-air BBC channel, because all of them haven't aired yet on the BBC channel. So, with that being said, I'm wrapping this video up by saying thank you all for watching. I'm Mike Star. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below of this series. And I'll catch you all in my next video. Stay safe, and I'll see you all then, folks. Have a good night.